It is Monday. I am about to kick stuff off. If you are tuning in, I appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, like and share. Do whatever nice people do. If you're watching on X, thank you. You can also do the same thing, like and share. We are about to get into all the things. Let's just do this. What is going on? We are just going to get right into things. I hope everybody is having an absolutely awesome day. So I'm just going to start by saying the prescription is volatility. Just know that that is what the doctor has ordered for the short term, in my opinion. So we have Germany's government. They have been shaking things up by selling Bitcoin, but then buying Bitcoin. So not exactly sure what is going on there. It is concerning due to ongoing worries about Mt. Gox and repayments. Germany, we're just trying to figure out exactly what is happening. I think despite these moves, Germany still holds about 29,286 Bitcoin, valued at about $2.2 billion. The trading, the in and out that Germany has decided to do has caused market volatility. We are not done seeing that. A German lawmaker is also now urging the German government, please hodl the Bitcoin. Do not sell it. Hold it. It will give us stability, economic stability that we greatly need moving forward. So it is interesting to see people undervalue Bitcoin and decide they want to get out of the market when most of us in this space feel like we are on a parabolic streak. It just has not quite begun yet. Excuse me. And these are some factors that I think everybody needs to keep their eye on. One, so we have Germany's recent trading. It has already caused a stir. If they keep buying or selling in these large amounts, prices could be impacted further. They should think about holding as a strategic reserve, which might bring much needed stability. We have to watch how much and when Mt. Gox will repay Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. A large influx of these coins into the market could push prices down. Not that they will stay down, but these fluctuations are going to cause FUD and doubt and fear to set in with new investors. Your unseasoned investor, this is their first cycle. This is going to get people butthurt, and it will do it quickly. And in my opinion, they're kind of betting on these movements to weed people out and just accumulate Bitcoin at a super low price. Is that what Germany is doing? Are they playing the market to continue purchasing Bitcoin, driving the market down, knowing full well that they have the absolute long-term goal of purchasing Bitcoin and creating wealth for their country? We also have continued ETF approvals. So we have the Bitcoin, we have the Ethereum. Several other coins are thinking about this ETF approval. I talked about this yesterday. Do we see ETF approval become the new stamp of approval for coins? Will that be a barrier or a bar that is set in the near future? The more and more that we see people get into these coins, I think that absolutely will happen. So these are just things to keep your eye on, things that I am watching. Anything else? Yes. Okay. And finally, the macroeconomic factors, things like inflation rates, interest rates, and overall economic conditions also matter. Think about the wars that are going on, the strife that is happening that will also affect geopolitical conditions. When I talk about these macroeconomic factors, you also have to think about regulations. As regulations get put into play in different countries, it sets precedents for the world because Bitcoin is a world coin, correct? So all of these regulations are going to mold and shape adoptability in those areas, thus opening or restricting the flow of Bitcoin. So keep your eye on this. We have Pudgy Penguins. They are on top. Bored Ape has fallen below 10 ETH. Polkadot news is coming down the pike. And Pink Dot Drainer got. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is Monday, July 8th. and it is time for some rare bits. Today, the Crypto Greed and Fear Index has slid one more degree down, coming in at a 28. NFT sentiment remains neutral because the meter is broken. Somebody fix that. Top crypto search term for the normies is not coin. This is a wonderful coin. It has a lot of coins got hit recently. These days where we see extreme red, in my opinion, these are gifts. If you believe in the ecosystem, pick some horses to put your money on for the race because it has not begun. Not coin, in my opinion, will finish strongly when the bull market starts. Next up, we have top NFT search term for the normies is where to purchase NFTs. And so that is interesting that they are actually circling back and looking to figure out how and when and where to purchase NFTs. We have Bitcoin dominance. It is up for the 24-hour period. So is ETH dominance. Total crypto market cap, last time I checked, was coming in about $2.16 trillion. And before we get into more news, let's check some numbers for the nerds. And as you can see, we are looking at the mempool, which we absolutely love. Now we are looking at the crypto heat map, and it has turned red again. It has been fluctuating. What are we talking about as far as fluctuation goes? Bitcoin is currently trading at $56,484. Ethereum, $2,988. We needed to stay above that $3,000 mark. You would think it would be more bullish, especially with the impending ETF news. Then, on second glance, I am surprised that it is held up this well, seeing that most things on the hour are up. But when we look across the day, the week, or month, let's even look at the month. So Bitcoin on the month is down 18%. Ethereum is also down 18%. So it does seem to be riding shotgun with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is such a good bellwether of the ecosystem, though we have BNB down 26% on the 30-day. We have Solana down 15%, XRP down 13%. And while we are here, I am just going to pull up some of the coins that I am watching. These are not in the top 100 market cap. And what's interesting about this, if I click this and I look at the biggest losers for the month, one of the coins that has been on my list for quite some time is Chili's. Now, it's down 46.7%. Next up, Ronin blockchain, okay? It is also down 41.5%. We have Dog with Hat down 40%. This is on the month, okay? Phantom down 39%. So in my view, Chili's, Ronin, Dog with Hat, Phantom, these all have an incredible backstory. Immutable down 39%. Mitchie, which is a new contender, small market cap, down 36%. Ondo Finance, which was a normie search term favorite. It is a great backstory. There's a ton of shit happening with what they are doing. Shiba Inu, Brett. These are coins that many people have put in their bags to have long-term bets on. And they put these bets on well before the downturn that we are experiencing this month. So when you are looking at some of these coins and you're down 46% to 30%, to me, this is a really interesting buying opportunity. Do you guys see this as a gift moving forward? Soon we will know who acted on this and who just watched the ship sail. Again, today's flavor is Limoncello by LaCroix. Absolutely, probably the best flavor. If I could get this to come out of the tap, I would probably never leave the bathroom. Looking at blockchain by NFT sales volume, we are back to some normalcy. We have Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana, the normal contenders. Polygon is number 4 at the moment. Ethereum, it is up 62% as far as trading volume goes. Bitcoin is up 40%. Solana has slid about 7%. What is happening? We're going to get into that right now. While we're looking at some of the things that happen on the Ethereum side, not only is it NFTs that drive this market, but there is also a notable art market that transpires that has nothing to do with the PFP pictures. I have on the screen pulled up a bunch of recent sales. These are all off OpenSea on the Ethereum blockchain. We have squiggles, we have fidenzas, we have ringers, we have Feek Anadol. We have a bunch of good stuff. Now, these prices have dropped drastically. Like everything else in this digital market, do you guys see a rebirth? Are these times to buy? Are these times to buy if you have favorites, if you have pieces that you actually like, if you're not buying this as an investment? You're buying it because you want to get a print of it, put it on your wall, and put it in your kid's ledger for a rainy day for 10 years from now. Is this the time to start buying some of these assets? Do you think Ethereum is about to skyrocket and go up? And trust me, if Ethereum, the underlying asset on this art, goes up, this art is also going to go up, period. So these are some things to think about. When the underlying asset chain is down, it has a tendency to pull value from these collections, in my opinion. So as we're talking and seeing some of these collections down 30, 40, 46% on the month, right? That's driving interest, sentiment. It's pulling liquidity away from the ecosystem. It will come back. I absolutely know it will. When we are looking at the Ethereum heat map, this is interesting. Only 2 collections on the screen are in the red at the moment. That would be the Mutant Ape Yacht Club and Potatoes. Everybody else is in the green. We have Pudgy Penguins riding pole position. Looking at the top sales, we have CryptoPunks. We have all the standard players at the moment. Fidenzas, CryptoPunks, Milady Makers, Bored Ape Yacht Club, and Pudgy Penguins. It is interesting to see Bored Ape Yacht Club climbing back into this. Do we see Bored Ape Yacht Club hitting a bottom yet? I mentioned at the top of the show when I pulled up stats this morning, preparing this report, Bored Ape was under 10 ETH. Let's see where they are right now. We are looking at movement over the last 24 hours. Pudgy Penguins, Milady Makers, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Redacted Remelios, Little Pudgies rounding out the top 5. Pudgies trading 10.39 ETH. That is $31,200. Milady Makers, $14.8 thousand. That is 4.927 Ethereum. Bored Ape Yacht Club, 9.48 ETH. That is an interesting. Again, we've got these psychological barriers and bars built into this ecosystem, in my opinion. When a collection is able to hold a 10 ETH floor, people smile. When it drops below 10 ETH floor, people start to panic and think, a lot of people think I should have exited possibly a long time ago. Bored Apes have had wonderful incentives along the way. People that have decided to hold that asset are happy they did. The community is absolutely stellar. So there's no shade on anybody that's still holding a Bored Ape. But at some point, if things are not happening with the ecosystem, when is it time for you to get out? Please leave it in the comments. I will not read them. Next up, looking at the heat map for the Solana ecosystem. So we have Mad Lads in pole position. We do see some red. We see some things trading flat. Absolutely all of the top selling. All right, the top 12, it is all Mad Lads except 2 Froganas. Again, part of this wonderful wash trading. It's the same guy. So this is awesome. IBW, he has been selling to some friends or possibly himself, doing some magic trading that nobody's wise to. Nobody gets it. Nobody's going to catch you. Looking at the Solana top movers, we have Frogana's SMB Gen 2, Mad Lads, D's Node, and famous Fox Federation. Mad Lads, okay, here we go. They are trading at $11,200. They were able to pull past that 10,000 mark. That creates sentiment, unity, joy. People are like, yo, shit's going back up. I want to get on board. Fuck, did I miss the boat? It's already the ship's leaving. I need to get on board. So I think that's what we are seeing with Mad Lads. Whereas Bored Ape, it seems like they are docking and people are like, I don't know if there's enough gas to make it to the next stop. Maybe I should get off in Encinitas, get some tacos, do some shopping, and maybe get picked up by the love boat. Looking at the top movers on the Bitcoin ecosystem, we saw Bitcoin Punk sell for 2 Bitcoin for 112 smackarolis. That's $112,000. So it is nice to see that collection moving. We saw some Green Eye OMBs and some Quantum Cats rounding out the top 12. As far as moving volume, putting the shovel in the dirt and shooting shit around, we have Runestones, Node Monkeys, Billy Cats, Bitcoin Poppets, and the Quantum Cats. The new entrant to the ecosystem seems to be the old Billy Cats. Their floor value has gone up 247% in the last 24 hours. I'm glad I bought one yesterday. MFers. I bought a dog and a cat yesterday. I bought a Billy Cat and a Bo Doggo. Both I'm super thrilled with. I'm really excited with Billy Cats. Anything that goes up 247% 7% in 24 hours makes me smile. I wish I bought 40 of them. The times that I do that, they go down drastically. So you win some, you lose some. We are just riding the waves here in the middle of the summer, trying to figure out when the movement is going to start pumping. We have Fihu, Doggo to the Moon, Bamp, Arctic, Genesis Rune, and Pups. Those are the top 5 runes at the moment. Rebounding, Doggo to the Moon, not rebounding, just trading flat. But my favorite, Bamp, we know it, 16% up in the 24 hours. I am by no means saying buy any runes at the moment for any reason. Do not infer that I said that, because I did not. Okay, I wanted to look at some of the top shitters at the moment as far as volume goes, right? A new coin on base called SSS. It is, everything's, these are just big movers. Wrap Bitcoin, Pepe, Easy ETH, Arbitrum, Dog with Hat, and Optimism. So we have a mixed bag, which is unusual and interesting. I think it was early this morning. I think we're going to see some corrections today. Whether it's good or bad, we will have to, we're going to stick around. We're going to stick around for this and figure it out. We did see some just coins go absolutely crazy. Holy moly. Shiba on Ethereum, not the Shiba Inu, American SHIB. Squirry, Floppy, a token on Solana called Dilly. It currently has 1.54 million market cap. This was this morning. It is up 316% on the 24 hours. I was being shilled Dilly on the timeline. Maybe it's time to get Dilly. I will check that in a minute. We also saw, excuse me. That's the LaCroix horn, letting you know that the ship is sailing. We saw some big losers: Sage, Scooby-Doo, Keyboard Cat, Purple, Landlord Ron. I put all these things out in my Substack. If you do not subscribe, ask yourself why. Now, some of the top news that caught my attention, one, I talked about it at the beginning, is that last week Pudgy Penguins took the top ranking spot, pulling a whopping 3.4 million smackarolis, according to CryptoSlam. They were followed by DMarket with $3.3 million and Doge Zuki collection at $3.1 million. Interestingly, the board Apes, they were number 5 for the week, only doing about 2.5 million in sales. What is happening to that revenue stream? Is Garga and those guys, are they absolutely freaking out? Okay, next up, we have Polkadot. I mentioned, I've been talking about this a bunch. And I don't hold any at the moment, which makes it even more interesting. But one of the interesting things is it was one of the coins that, it was one of the first coins that interests me because of their backstory. There is a trading protocol called Aurochs that I use. And in the early days, they would have these podcasts. This was pre-COVID. And they would talk to the guys from Polkadot. And it was kind of my first experience watching devs talk to us about what they're building, why they're building it. So it was kind of my introduction into the backside of crypto, as opposed to just trading it from the front side and just watching momentum and movement and charts and sentiment, right? So Polkadot has continued to do some wonderful things. They've rebounded. Everything is down at the moment, but there is some good news for people that are in the Polkadot. They've had a bunch of tough months, which I've mentioned. Again, they have an ETF that is possibly going to be kicking off via Coinbase. So these are things to watch. Tune into their ecosystem, join their Telegram, follow them on Twitter for up-to-date stuff. It will keep you in the know. I'm going to report on it just because I like the team. I like what they're doing. And I don't know, it's going to, all of these tokens, right? Going ETF is going to attract a different breed. It is going to widen the swath of people that are interested. It's going to open up availability to a much larger investment pool. And it is also going to give a level of approval, a stamp of approval, a modicum of validity saying this is ETF certified. That's how good our coin is. So I do see this happening as we begin to move forward. And with all of the technical analysis, I'll get into the TA in one sec. So pink Drainer. If you guys are familiar with Pink Drainer, this is a group. They're maybe out of North Korea, but they have scammed a total of about $85,297 from the Ethereum NFT crypto ecosystem. And their people are now trying to re-scam them, like scam the scammers, get the godders. So they are using tricks and they are sending crypto to a fake wallet that looks like the intended one. So, and all of us should be careful of this too. So sometimes when you are moving funds, you will copy and paste an address. They are figuring out ways to spoof these addresses. I don't know if they're doing it with keystrokes and the copy and paste, but you always need to look at the address. Just double check. Keep yourself safe. Even these scammers, they lost $50,000 just by not paying attention. So anytime the scammers get scammed, we are super happy with that. Now, the Bitcoin price correction. So when I do my reporting in the morning, I look at a bunch of different quants. I look at the pro Bitcoin. I look at the boo Bitcoin. I look at the good, the bad. I look at sentiment, and I try and give it all to you guys. So there are certain people that are saying Bitcoin price might drop relatively soon. Okay, saying like it could fall even below, I don't know, like $44,000 is the lowest number that I have seen. I don't think we'll get there. I think it is dangerous if we get to that $50,000 mark, because once we hit that mark, panic sets in. And again, it sets off a new chain reaction, and it's difficult to figure out exactly how that chain reaction will be absorbed or absolved. So just keep your eye on this. Again, we have Mt. Gox that we got to contend with. There's also upcoming inflation data with Jerome Powell, and that testimony could further impact the price of Bitcoin. It's just things that we got to keep our eye on. The absolutely bearish stuff is, as I said, it could get ugly, and other people are saying, listen, the shit's about to go ballistic, and that is exactly what we want to happen. We want shit to take off. So people are hoping that it will. Again, what the Federal Reserve has to say regarding inflation rates are going to be absolutely important, watching all of this stuff. So a potential 25 basis point rate change could add some uncertainty, but might stimulate the market, aimed at boosting economic growth. It is a pivotal week for sure. Chairman Powell's testimony on the economic outlook, I don't know. But we're looking at a potential 25 basis point rate cut. So do we think that happens? I would love to hear your comments on that. Let me know. The secret sauce for today is imperfections are what make you unique. Embrace your individuality. Still craving crypto clarity? Subscribe to my Substack today. Warning, rare bits may cause hodling.